There it is. Welcome back, soul family. So thank you guys for tuning in with the highest priestess. If you are new here, then welcome to the family. And if you are returning, then welcome back. Hey girl, hey. So I had to come in and or hey boy, hey. Look, y'all, we always be forgetting that it's like divine masculines that watch our videos. Or at least I speak for myself and say that I always forget. Okay, corrected. But y'all have to be like, there are men that watch these videos as well. So hello to you all. Okay. Y'all go ahead and check out the description links below on ways that you can stay connected with the Lyrical Goddess and the Highest Priestess over on my other platforms. Like, share, subscribe to the video, subscribe if we vibe. Let me know how this resonates with you, if this resonates with you. And again, check out the description box for the links to the other platforms. Y'all go join me on Patreon, okay? That's where we get in-depth, exclusive, up close and personal content from the Lyrical Goddess, the Highest Priestess, Mom Life, whichever side of me that you resonate with, okay? Y'all go check it out. So I had to come in and do this quick video. Now this video is kind of piggybacking off a video that I just completed. I posed a question on another platform that I'm on where I asked, when did you realize like that you were wearing a mask? Like how old were you? Or what part of your life did you decide to like put a mask on and wear it? Okay. Because a lot of us, if you are a part of this, my soul tribe, okay, I like to think that you are if you're watching this video, right? So if you're a part of this soul tribe, you were probably someone who was teased a lot when you were younger. Hell, some of us still was teased when we became adults. Okay, let's just call it what it is. People make fun of you. They outcast you. They put you in a category. They call you strange, weird, unusual, crazy. They tell you you're some type of conspiracy theorist, or they just put you as out there, like you are outside the box, right? If you've been called any of these, y'all just raise your hand real quick, just real quick. Okay, I bet. So you've been called that and you start to believe it, okay? Now, I don't know how old you would have been when you started to believe that you were different, that you were weird, that you were crazy, that you stood out and was not like everybody else, that you were a 4-leaf clover instead of a 3-leaf clover, okay? Somewhere in your life you realized this, and so what you decided to do was like wear a mask so that you could fit in with everybody else, because it hurt to be yourself, because being yourself meant that you would be laughed at and picked on and outcast and everything that I just said. Okay, so you put a mask on and you said, well, I know that they won't accept me for who I am, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to be as much like them as I possibly can, blend in so that nobody points out all of my differences. Nobody says how different I am every single time I enter the room. It's always, well, you're different because you do this and you're different because you do that, right? That's the question. When did you put the mask on? So I had somebody comment and say, well, I was 4 years old when I put my mask on. That's as far back as she can remember. And I'm going to tell y'all something. It takes a lot of strength, a lot of courage. It takes a lot of healing that inner child to go back to when you were 4 years old and put that mask and take that mask off. So when you see people out here, I'm going to just say this real quick before I get into this message. When you see people out here and you are wearing mismatched colored socks and walking around with a pirate cape on, and you're doing things that a 4-year-old would do, but as a grown-up, leave these people alone. Because 9 times out of 10, they were told when they were 4 years old that what they were doing was wrong. We don't behave like that. We don't act like that. When their innocence was stripped away from them. See, some of us had to grow up too fast. Some of us had adult responsibilities at a young age. Yeah, I'm thirsty. Give me a second. All right. Some of us had adult responsibilities at a young age, okay? Some of us, we weren't allowed to be children because we were told that that was a sign of weakness to not know things. Some of us had to pretend to know things we didn't know. Some of us got made fun of because we didn't know things that we should have known. Anytime we tried to express ourselves, it was like shut out. Speak when spoken to. Children are seen, not heard. Do as I say, not as I do. When you ask questions about things, y'all know what I'm talking about. So if you want to go back to when you were 4 years old and figure out what made you put that mask on in the first place, that's going to take a lot of courage and, like I said, strength, okay? To heal that is very brave of you, because that's going to put you in the energy as an adult of a 4-year-old, in a 4-year-old sense, in a mental state, in an emotional state. That's going to put you in a sense of being a 4-year-old as an adult. So think about that when you decide to go back that far. Now, I'm not telling you not to, absolutely, because me personally, I have been on these mile markers where I've had to go back and be like, all right, well, let me figure out when like perfect example, okay, my masculinity and femininity, absolutely unbalanced at one point in my life, absolutely. I was an overworker, workaholic. I didn't wear dresses. I completely disconnected with my femininity because I was told that was way too soft. That was something, if you know, like I know, then you being extra nurturing and caring as a woman in today's society, or at least the 90s and early 2000s, was completely whack. They defeminized the feminine, and y'all know, okay? It was all about independence. And it was just about getting out here and making a name for yourself. So your masculinity took the forefront, and half of these masculinities was unhealed in the first place. That's a whole nother story, a whole nother video. But me personally, I had to go back to heal my femininity, and I had to ask myself, when did you allow yourself to become defeminized? And I went back, and part of my answer came from, I got pregnant at a very, very young age. Okay, I was 16 when I brought my baby into the world. Shortly after that, I had to grow up very fast because I was a mother. And part of growing up fast, you know, you can't be out here making adult decisions with the mentality of a 16-year-old. You just can't. And I knew that. And I did my part as a young lady to mature very fastly, which meant stepping into that masculine energy as the provider, as someone who is not necessarily the nurturer, but the doer, as the working mom. Of course, I was a mother first and foremost, but I had to make a living for myself and for my child. So my femininity and that soft, caring side of me kind of disappeared. That girly aspect of me, that caring side of me that cared about everybody. Another thing too, while this was going on, I was in the midst of caring about people I shouldn't have been caring about, right? And of course, that left me feeling like, well, I can't trust these people, because after I cared about them and I was left standing on my own, then it was kind of like, well, I'm not going to do that again. And this is coming from a 16-year-old mother who grew up way too fast. Or, at the time, that's the way I was looking at it. So, all of that to say, when I turned 33, magical number 33, that is when I decided that, hey, this ain't it, okay? So, around my 33rd birthday, I decided to wear dresses. I was like, well, let me connect back with my femininity. I haven't worn a dress in years. I don't even wear dresses. Like, that was the way I talked, right? So I went and I wore dresses for 365 days straight, a full year, right? Then when I did this, my wardrobe had changed so much, and I started to connect back with the softer side of me, where I cared about how I looked. Now, mind you, when I was younger, I didn't care. I was getting up, going to work. I had a job. I wore uniforms. I didn't care about wearing nice clothes or dressing up or keeping myself up like that. I was a mother and a worker. And eventually became a mother of multiple, and eventually became a wife. And that job, that became a career. So I completely got lost into that. Healing my femininity was not on my to-do list until I was 33 years old. But I had to ask myself, like, when did I lose it? And around 15, 16-ish would have been when I just said, you know what, I'm done. Not to mention, another thing, y'all, real quick, is when I was younger, my mother used to dress me in dresses and stuff all the time. And when she would dress me up, like, my peers would be like, oh, you think you better than us. Like, because my mama now, when I was like 7, 8, 9 years old, she dressed me that way. Like a girl. She dressed me like a cute little girl. But then everybody around me thought that I carried that energy. So it was their own insecurity, see. So what I did was decide to say, oh, well, I'm not going to dress like that because people think that I'm better. And I don't want people to think that I think I'm better than them. I don't want that. So let me dim my own light and let me stop dressing in the way I dress and because I don't want people to think that, along with some environmental circumstances. Then my mama became a single mama, yada, yada, yada. Things changed. So you kind of had no choice but to dim down your dresses and all that type of stuff. Long story. Okay. I had to go back and figure that out, is what I'm getting at. And that is what I feel like some of you are having to do right now. And if this isn't what you're doing right now, it's what you're being guided to do. Because as you go forward in life, you are going to have to go back on these mile markers and figure out where you left off. What part of you did you leave behind? When did you start to wear the mask? That is the question. When were you? I feel like a lot of you... oh, hold up, just to get back to that, y'all, because I'm like all over the place. Because you see this energy that I'm in right now? This is that inner child energy, just sporadic, all over the place. My daddy used to tell me, you would just talk all the time, like run-on sentences. Like you would just be talking about one thing and you would jump and just start talking about something else. And somewhere, y'all, I remember exactly where I was. I was in the 10th grade and I was talking on the bus, and some girl told me, she said, you talk too much. And when she told me that, y'all, I literally sat there for a little minute and thought about it and was like, you know what? I do talk too much, which I did, But, Mercury, if you know anything about astrology, Mercury is my strongest degrees in my chart. So I am a heavy communicator. But as an unhealed child, it shut me down. So I went from talking too much to not talking at all. And then when I quit talking, I started to pay more attention. See? So now instead of doing all the talking, I was listening. So as I grew up, it set a beautiful scene for me to be a good communicator and a good listener. Because I had been through both stages where I was talking, able to uplift people, able to just bring laughter to people, able to just be me and say whatever I felt, along with my Sagittarius energy. Y'all know we blunt, right? As Sagittarius, if you got it in your chart, But then also, as an unhealed teenager, and for the good of my story, I learned to be quiet and listen. Okay. So I had to heal several aspects of myself that had gotten torn down, destroyed, or forgotten about within my childhood. Okay. So you are not alone if you are feeling this energy. To complete the story about the dresses, I still wear dresses to this day. I did connect with my femininity. I do care a lot more about how I look when I leave the house. When I am, I used to think that was so vain to dress up and things like that. But I care a lot more about myself. And I am a lot more caring to others because I care about myself. I'm a lot more open to receive people's love now than when I was shutting people out. I had to balance that femininity within myself and my masculinity. I'm no longer a workaholic. I do everything in balance now. So I had to go back. I just wanted to kind of give y'all a little bit of a backstory as to how I do understand going back that far into your life to heal something. So what I'm getting right now is that some of you are either new mothers or about to be new mothers. Some of you are, I don't want to say necessarily, well, some of you are putting respect on your mother's name. Some of you realize how tough it was for your mother. You know what I'm hearing? Back in the day when men did one thing and women did another thing. Some of you all never understood why or how your mom was able, or why she, like, some of y'all had a mama that was really, really submissive to her husband. She was just so submissive to her husband. And you did not understand that. You didn't understand how you can be just so submissive to a man. Like, that's what I'm getting. But now you are understanding it. And not thinking, that men are above women, or that women should bow down to a man's requests or anything like that. But male energy or masculine energy, y'all have to understand the difference between male, female, masculine, and femininity. It's not the same. But masculine energy, they're naturally masculine. They're natural leaders. And feminine energies are natural nurturers. Now, we can lead as well. But the male or the masculine role is to lead. The feminine role is to guide. Got it? So you got a leader and you have a guider. Someone who guides the leader where to go. Okay? You have a lead and you have a guide. And some of you are putting respect on the role that the feminine in your life played. Whether this be your mother, your grandmother, your aunt, your sister, someone in your life was extremely feminine. Okay, this could be anyone. Okay, and you're putting respect on this person's name. Now, I don't know if this is because you just recently had children, or you're about to have children, or maybe you're at that stage in your life where you're just analyzing your parents or the people, the women that were around you, or the feminines. Y'all see, even me, the feminines that were around you. You might be just analyzing that. Okay. I feel like too, this also could be for some of you whose your children don't understand your position. Some of you all have a child that doesn't understand how you can be the way that you are. Maybe to their father, or maybe to a masculine that is around. The main message here, y'all, is that it's okay to go back and heal that part of you. This card says wait for important information. The Oracle card, and this one says Water Guardian, connect with your emotions. This coming here with this Six of Cups is exactly what I was just talking about. This is divine feminine energy. Connecting with the divine feminine within you, which may have been broken or lost or forgotten from earliest childhood, or as one of my comments and subscribers says, 4 years old. And it's okay to go back and find that part of you. It's okay to go back and find that part of you. It's okay to connect with that part of you. Like somebody is realizing that they haven't been in that energy since they were a child. There could have been things like on your body that was different than other people, and some of you all too, some of you all were really taken advantage of at a young age by your mother. Some of you are dealing with healing not only the divine masculine feminine within yourself, and this again could be male or female having to heal this aspect. But some of you are dealing with being abandoned or left as a child. This is like, because this one says wait for information here with the Sun card. Some of you all were like made like false promises. Somebody kept making false promises. Some of you all were really mean to a mom, a mother figure, or a feminine figure in your life. And some of you all are connecting with that side of you. Some of you all feel like you will be being mean to a mother figure if you stand your ground about, well, what is this about? Let's see what this is about. About an offer. You could have some sort of offer coming in or going out. I'm hearing too, some of y'all want to do something different than the way your mama did it. This is really taking a time towards like mother energy, empress energy here. Some of you, you've healed, but your mom hasn't healed, or something like that. Like somebody is like realizing that their own mother needs the healing. It's like, dang, mom. That's what I'm getting. Like, dang, mom. Like, you need to go back and fix that. Yeah, look at that. You need to go back and fix that. You need to go heal that. Some of y'all saying y'all mama ain't trying to hear that. Some of y'all into it with your family, your mother. That's what I'm hearing specifically. because she's refusing to heal something. You could be the mother that's refusing to heal something, and your child is coming to you and saying you need to heal something from your childhood. All right, I see you trying to come out, tarot. Y'all, I'm going to extend this over on Patreon. So, somebody's refusing to heal something. They were abandoned as a child. There's an offer that someone wants to make here. That moon card again. This is that mother energy. Y'all, I'm going to extend this over on Patreon. Yeah, I'm going to extend this over on Patreon. There is a mother energy who is refusing to accept an offer because of the way that she was abandoned as a child. Because of the way that she believes that things should go here. This will be interesting. Y'all join me over on Patreon so we can break down what's going on in this family dynamic. I was able to get out what I mainly wanted to get out with this message, which is that you can start to heal at any time, okay? Y'all be vibrant. Peace.